That's really different.
Yeah.
Really different.
I mean, really, I had no plan to do this, but early on when I was doing this, I had a friend who was a multiple entrepreneur, sort of giving me some advice in starting up. He tasted this. I made this. This is the only thing I made it illegally. I made it at home in a little still, like that kind of still on the stove, and just to get some practice for my first time. And he tasted this stuff, and he said, "Whatever you do, make this stuff.
It's good.
This is unique. This is nothing. Nobody makes this, but it's almost impossible to sell." And that's because unless you taste it, you don't know what it is.
I'm your host, Jeff Sart. We're going to take you behind the scenes with the craft distillers who are pouring their heart and soul into crafting the next version of America's Spirit. This is the Great American Whiskey Cookers. We are back in Riverside, Illinois for one last tasting at Quincy Street Distillery. Derrick Mancini has all sorts of different expressions, but we just couldn't pass up the chance to try his Prairie Sunshine Honey Spirit. It's truly unique and something you have to experience. Check out this guided tasting with Derrick Mancini.
Welcome to this tasting edition of the Great American Whiskey Cookers. We are here in Riverside, Illinois, right outside of Chicago, and we're here at Quincy Street Distillery. We've been tasting through a whole number of whiskeys. If you can't already tell, if I'm already slurring, and my apologies. That's Derrick's fault for pouring us so many. However, as we were wrapping up, he said, we're kind of known for this one thing, and he pulled it out, and it's this right here. So what is this that you're known for?
This is Honey Spirit. What is honey?
This is Honey Spirit.
Well, legally it's nothing. So it turns out there is no legal definition for Honey Spirit in the United States. There is in Europe. A Honey Spirit is essentially distilled mead. You make a wine from honey, that's mead, and then you distill it.
Okay.
And amazingly enough, that didn't exist as a category. And the reason why is because honey is a really expensive source of sugar, so it's not something you're likely to have done. But we make it. Why do we make it? Because I've been a mead maker as a hobbyist for over 40 years. So when I started learning to distill, I distilled what I knew how to make, which meant I distilled mead. And I had myself and some friends tasting it, and they said, well, this is very odd stuff. It's very interesting. You should make this. And so I said, okay, great. So I did distill it, and it's got basically, because it's essentially sugars, with not a lot of other flavors in there, it's like a white rum.
Okay.
But it has a nose and a finish, which comes from the mead, which is a little bit honey-like. So it's an unusual spirit, but it's very expensive to make. That's why nobody makes it. There are now quite a number of people who make it. There's probably about 7 or 8 distilleries who do it.
All right.
Probably about half of them are my former interns. And by making this spirit, you get something that's completely different. So we call it Prairie Sunshine.
Prairie Sunshine.
Prairie Sunshine. And we also use it as a base for a few of our other products, like our Absinthe Blanc Prairie.
And you have an entire cocktail culture here, right?
Oh, yeah.
You make cocktails, you develop cocktails.
And we sometimes create the spirits just to be able to make a particular cocktail because we want to.
All right.
Okay. So this is Prairie Sunshine, and it probably doesn't taste like anything else you've ever had before, except maybe, well, somewhat like a white rum.
It's got an interesting smell.
Yes, it's got a very interesting nose.
Yeah, the nose on this is, I'm not exactly...
Like, what is that?
Yeah, what the hell is that?
Well, if you're a mead drinker, you'll identify it right away. It smells a little bit like mead.
It's clear.
Yeah, we do a barrel-aged version of this as well. It's dry. It's got mouthfeel.
It does have mouthfeel.
And it's got
That is different.
yeah, it's got a funny finish on it. It's like, that's not rum. What is that? Yeah, again, if you're a mead drinker, you'll sort of identify, oh yeah, that sort of reminds me a little bit of mead. So because that's what distillates do. They concentrate the aromatics and the various other flavors that come from whatever the source fermentation was. In this case, the source fermentation is mead. And you can't just pick any mead. The quality of the distillate is going to vary a lot. A lot of meads are really not suitable for making a distillate. We use a mead that's specifically made from a regional honey from goldenrod. So we have goldenrod honey, and this we find actually very good. Because the honey people don't like to use so much for the table, but it's really good for making mead and also making spirit.
If I was going off the nose alone, I'm not sure I would drink it. Because the nose is so different.
Well,
anything I've ever had.
It's like lots of other eau de vie or grappas. It's very alcoholic. It's very, I don't know how you describe it. It's You know, if you're an eau de vie drinker, you know that eau de vies have these noses that are not, they're not as easy as other spirits in these cases.
It is dry.
It is dry. Although some people's palates will pick it up as being sweet.
Really?
We don't know what that is, what chemical that is. I actually have a small grant that I'm using to try to study that. What are the congeners in here and what the flavor profiles are. And we are really one of the distilleries that really pioneered making this style of spirit. Many of the distilleries who are making it now, some of them are our interns, some are people who maybe have tasted our spirit and have then tried to make something similar to it.
I'm trying to figure out what kind of flavors I'm picking up on it, but it's got this like dryness, almost like, I want to say almost like a straw, dry flavor to me.
Yeah, the closest thing
different.
Yeah, the closest thing I think to certain fruit eau de vies can be similar to this in some ways.
Wow, this is very different. Yeah, I tell you what, if you want to try something and really kind of give your palate a workout and really experience something that you probably have never had, this is something to try.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth trying, and I'm glad I did, because now I have an idea of
what this is.
Right. That's great. Fantastic. Hey, I'm Jeff from the Great American Whiskey Cookers. If you're ever here in Riverside, Illinois, swing by Quincy Street Distillery and give them an opportunity to test your taste palate. Until next time, can't be good? Be good at it. See ya.